Coming up next, the India bloc, viewers, is now hurtling at breakneck pace towards an imminent split. The AAP already has a problem with the Congress. The left is looking increasingly restive. The TMC wants to snatch top billing from the Congress within the alliance. So it didn't come as a surprise when Sharad Pawar, the most reliable Congress ally, is said now to be looking to be rehabilitated in the I.N.D.A. ecosystem. The ball has been set rolling by his own sister, who is praying that Sharad Pawar and the breakaway faction led by her son, Ajit Pawar, reunite. Asha Kaki, as she is called, Ajit Pawar's mother, has come out and said, quote, I prayed that all the grievances within the family should end. I hope my prayers will be granted, unquote. Viewers, in politics, 2 plus 2 rarely makes 4. And neither does the messenger. Only the message matters. So those who say that what Usha Kaki thinks doesn't matter are deluding themselves. It is entirely possible that she has been asked by both sides to make this very consequential remark to create the atmospherics for a reunion. The very fact that both the Sharad and Ajit Pawar factions are warming to the idea suggests that there's more to this than meets the eye. Praful Patel, senior NCP leader, says, and he's on the other side of the fence with Ajit Pawar. He says Sharad Pawar has always been like a father to us. If the Pawar family unites, we would be very happy. I consider myself a part of the Pawar family, unquote. So he left the door open. Yogendra Pawar, NCP SP, Sharad Pawar faction leader, also a Pawar. When the two sides split, Sharad Pawar did not go anywhere, but the other side moved away. If both sides have to come together politically now, then the faction that left Sharad Pawar must take the first step, unquote. Again, viewers, leaving the door open. Narhari Zirwal, NCP Maha, State Minister, says, quote, we feel distressed due to the split in the NCP as we hold Sharad Pawar in great respect, unquote. He is a sitting minister in the Maharashtra government. Now, viewers, what is happening is once again the India bloc receiving, or at least the Congress within the India bloc receiving a vote of no confidence. Is it certain to split up in 2025? Let's open this up. Let's bring in Mr. Gawande, who represents the SP, the Sharad Pawar faction of the NCP. Now, Mr. Gawande, you're very well read, you've got extreme equity, and I congratulate you. What is happening here? Are we seeing the two factions now saying, okay, we've done what we had to. This is not kind of paying off for us. Let's come back together. Let's become one. Or is this being instituted now by Sharad Pawar, who's realized that, that party has had a horrible time of it of late? There is no real point not conceding to Ajit Pawar that, yes, he runs the real NCP. Time has come to give up all of this India business and let's quietly slip into the I.N.D.A. Let's do it. What's the big deal? We've already had conversations in the past in Mr. Adani's home. So Mr. Sharad Pawar mentioned. So this is a culmination of a process that we kicked off. What's the big deal?
Firstly, Rahul, thank you for having me on your show, and a very happy new year to everyone on this panel and to everyone watching. I thought we'd ended Maharashtra politics drama a few weeks ago when the government was formed and cabinet ministries were allocated, but it's evident to everyone now that this drama has no sort of sign of ending. Let me just rephrase that debate for you, though. I think I will remind you that everyone who has spoken out from the NCP's Ajit Pawar faction, saying that they would like to see Sharad Pawar Sahib return to the helm of the party that he founded. Right? So that the request is coming from the other side, the statements are coming from the other side. And I think in many ways that tells you that Pawar Sahib is the true sort of guiding force behind this party. Now, whether that means a reunification that happens on this side of the political aisle or the other side, that only one person knows, and I think I'd be well out of my depth to answer on that.
So you're not ruling it out. You're saying that there are some moves in the background. Whether it fructifies or not, I can't say. That's what you're saying, basically, right?
I'm saying that there is a continued faith in Pawar Sahib's leadership.
Okay,
and
so viewers, it can be very simply this.
That his leadership is important.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Gawande. It could be that he is the chairman emeritus, people recognize that, of the NCP, the corporation, so to speak. But you need a CEO, and that CEO is Ajit Pawar. He's the executive CEO. And Mr. Sharad Pawar is, as I said, the chairman emeritus. That works. That works. And you can be with the NDA. You can enjoy the fruits of power on both sides of the fence. Ideologically, you're quite flexible because you have the Shiv Sena with you. You didn't have a problem. So, Tehseen Poonawalla, is the India bloc now inevitably going to collapse? Is Sharad Pawar today? Tomorrow it could be the TMC. The left is already, as you know, looking for the exit door. It's almost at the exit door. It's half out of the exit door. You know that. The AAP, of course, has given up on you. So, what is this India alliance now?
Very happy New Year to my friend Anish, and may his power increase. I do agree with what Anish said, and this is my take on this. Look, I think the Pawar family is only about power. And I have always believed, I've said this previously on your shows, Rahul, I've said this for over 2-3 years. I don't believe there's any split between uncle and nephew, no matter what position they take. The reason Pawar Senior went with India Alliance is because he didn't want the minority votes to split, which is the minorities, the Dalits, etc. And Ajit Pawarji did what he did. But this has always been the pattern between uncle and nephew. I see it as a Punekar. I'll tell you.
No, you also have a story in your own family. The Poonawallas are split. Is that also just for the cameras?
But the team, but Tehseen will never go to the BJP. Come what may.
Who knows?
And
Tehseen Poonawalla.
Never.
You're sounding today like the dissident within the India bloc. In any case, the whole debate you've been saying.
I don't agree with I've always been anti I've always thought that this particular NCP has damaged Congress very badly in Western Maharashtra. And I'll tell you, your viewers
so you're not natural allies, you're saying?
I think that Ajit Pawar, when he was with the NCP Sharad Pawar group, damaged Congress more. He took all the leaders. But I want to say one thing. Now national media sees this. In 2008, Ajit Pawar did something called a Pune pattern while UPA was in government in the center, state and Pune. And he formed an alliance with BJP and Shiv Sena, and Sharad Pawar Saab never knew about it.
Okay.
So, this keeps happening. I'm not a fan of the Pawar group of politics. I think whether they go together doesn't matter. I just think Maharashtra needs better governance, and in my opinion, it should be BJP and Congress, the two political parties in Maharashtra. Shiv Sena and NCP, quite frankly, are now a little irrelevant in Maharashtra, in my opinion.
Both sides of how do you see this? Are you seeing this yet again as another incumbent of the India bloc getting jitters and saying, man, let's get out of here before it's too late?
There are two aspects here. There are two aspects to the issue, Rahul. Number one, after the Haryana and Maharashtra results, the entire I.N.D.I.A alliance is in doldrums. So whether it is TMC, whether it is Samajwadi Party, at some point of time or the other, they have always, been trying to distance themselves from the Congress party. And the same applies in Congress, where the defeat was far more intense, where, the recovery is going to be that much more difficult. Secondly, in many ways, it's end of road for Sharad Pawarji, because, even after the defeat, if you remember, what was the first thing he did? He went to Markadwadi to support a farmers' protest against the EVM, an issue which, apart from Congress party, none of the parties, were aligned to. So somewhere there are no more issues for him to pursue. His party is in very bad shape. It's reached its nadir. So I think, they would find a way out. And one of the best ways is to align with Ajit Pawarji. That's my sense of the situation.
Okay, so it's a fact, Mr. Gawande, problem with the Adani line that Rahul Gandhi took. Problem also at some level with the EVM line, let's be honest. Problem with the issues that Mr. Gandhi was raising in Parliament. A lot of NCP leaders came on record to say that, look, we've got to do something different here. So what is holding this India alliance together? I'm not understanding this. What is it really?
I was on your show, Rahul, to say that we accept the mandate of the people with grace and that we will serve as a very resilient and a very responsible opposition. That's what we've done. The Markarwadi incident was to find out what was happening in the village, and a genuine concern was raised as to why paper ballots were not allowed. But we've maintained that any questions on EVMs must be raised very seriously. But we've also taken up the case of the Beed Sarpanch's killing, in which the government has taken action.
I'm talking about the
after
centre.
The NCP-SP-led protest.
I'm not talking about state-level politics here, Mr. Gawande. I understand. I'm talking about the centre, and I'm talking about holding the government, the N.D.A, to account. That is what good democracies have in them. They have a
Absolutely.
good,
I mean,
strong,
fulfilling the
responsible
role of a good
opposition.
opposition currently.
But the opposition hasn't behaved responsibly, has it, really? The only one issue that brought it together was a imagined slight that Mr. Amit Shah, which you guys made such a big deal of by hacking the video and, telescoping it and completely out of context presenting what he said, to make an issue. Bloc parliament, waste, fritter away
We've
important
continued to
days
maintain
and
our-
hours.
You will recollect.
Otherwise,
that,
you weren't united at
Fawad
all.
went and met Prime Minister Modi on the issue of pomegranate farmers. We've been raising real
Why
issues.
don't you do it in the
various
House?
issues from
Why don't you do
Supriya
it in
to
the
Amol
House?
Cole's speeches, these
Are
are
you
the issues that
upset
have been
that you
raised.
couldn't do it in the House, in Parliament? That's where you're meant to do it, not in the Prime Minister's house. We may as well then run out to the PM's house.
We've written very seriously about the complete sort of chaos that has ensued in Parliament. Supriya herself has written a piece on this and said that this is not the way a parliamentary democracy should be functioning. But you cannot only point the finger at the opposition.
Okay.
It is the duty also of the government in power.
I am not in any way absolving, viewers, I'm not absolving the government of the day. They have an equal responsibility to make Parliament run. But the point is, there are issues that have to be raised. And in the first part of this show, I talked about the absolutely facile issues that were raised. Savarkar College, whether we should have one or not. The fact that we have a college is more important. What we can do with that college is more important. What teachers we appoint to teach in that college is more important. How much we are paying them is more important rather than the name of the college, especially when it's founded on absolute fake arguments. One. Two, whether Dosanjh should be meeting Modi and Modi should be meeting Dosanjh, who he meets at 7 o'clock in the evening. What difference does it make? I can't understand. And even Tehseen Poonawalla that way said, it doesn't take us anywhere. So I think the issues that are raised are as important, viewers. The message is as important as the messenger. Let's move on.